So there you are, pork schnitzel with a Dijon gravy, buttery mashed potatoes and that fantastic tangy braised red cabbage. Just look at that, come on. Hi everyone, welcome to Backyard Chef. I'm Rick. Today we're doing something like a full dinner actually. We are going to make pork schnitzel. We're going to do a nice Dijon gravy. Now you can use a German mustard gravy if you want, because this is sort of a German recipe. And I've got a red cabbage. We're going to do a nice braised red cabbage to go with it. And I'll just probably serve it with mash, but you know, buttered new potatoes with a few herbs in. Beautiful. Okay, today I've got some pork loin and I've just sliced it across, and we're going to give it a smacking in a minute to get it bigger, to make those schnitzels look like that. Anyway, no worries, the schnitzel will look fantastic. Right, we're going to do the braised cabbage first, because the braised cabbage actually takes about 25 minutes. So I'm going to start off at the front so you can see what's going on. I'll chuck it behind me whilst we carry on with the rest of the stuff. There you go. So first job for us then, we need to be shredding it up. Now you can shred it any which way you want. Come on. If you've got a food processor, use that. Shred it up, a grater, anything like that. Entirely up to you. Just get rid of that core. What I want is some shredded red cabbage. And we're just going to chuck that in a bowl. Just get it in there, loosen it all up as you go, because we need to be braising this. So just sort of like loosen it away. Come on. That's nice and straightforward. Right, we want to be adding a little bit of grated apple. So peel your apple any which way you want, that's up to you. Now these were dropped apples, so there's quite a few bruises on these, but this is why they're perfect for this. Okay, and grate your apple on top of your cabbage. That is fabulous. There you go. Okay, grab yourself a pan, and we want to be going in there with some butter. Of course we do. So we want to get a little flame on, nice and steady, and we're going in there with our onion. Little saute on the onion. I want to be going in there with about a tablespoon of brown sugar actually. A couple of tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. Some salt. A little bit of pepper. A little bit of allspice. Little whiz. And then we're going in there with that apple and cabbage. And because we are braising this, a little bit of water. About 60 mils or something like that. Now this is going to be simmered till it goes soft. We're going to keep giving it a stir through. We're going to whack a lid on. And it's going to braise down for about 25 minutes. Now the thing is with this, it's going to give us a nice sweet tangy red cabbage. Perfect to go with this dish. Smells amazing already actually. It really does smell fantastic. So that's what we're going to be doing. And then we're just going to keep giving it a little look at, give it a little turn over. Keep checking the fluid in the bottom. Make sure we don't cook the fluid out and burn the cabbage. You know, if it goes dry, in with a little bit more water, not a problem. We're braising the cabbage. Okay, while that red cabbage is doing there, we're going to take our pork And I've cut these, look, I've cut these to about a good 1/2 inch thick. We want to be hammering them down to about 1/4 inch thick. So nice and steady, just pat it out. So we've got a nice 1/4 inch schnitzel there, look, ready to go. So you can see the difference. There you go, put that in there. Same with this one. Okay, so we've got a straightforward breading station going here, look. All we need to do is season this meat, so you can, a tiny bit of salt in there. Just a little bit of seasoning on there with some black pepper. This is the only time you're going to get to season, you know. You can try and season in the flour, but you ain't getting no seasoning on your meat really. Now, salt and pepper is good enough, but if you want to go paprika or chili flakes or anything like that, feel free. So now we've said that, we'll probably go just a little tad of normal paprika. This is not smoky, this is just straightforward paprika, and that's going to put a little bit of flavour in under there. So it's straightforward, it's a normal breading job. We're going in the flour, and I'm going to put it back in this bowl and you'll see why in a minute. So what we've done, we've actually trapped the seasoning on the meat. It's seasoned in there. We're doing an egg wash. And now we're going on those breadcrumbs. And we want a good squashing on the breadcrumbs. We need to be sticking this to this pork. And then that comes out of there onto our rack. It's just going to sit there for about 5 or 6 minutes. And that's going to help it all set up. The juices are going to stick that to there. Okay, so you want a little bit of oil in the pan. Now we're going to do fry two, but we're going to fry separately actually because they're so big. Now with these schnitzels, you know, you could use parmesan on there as well. You could put the parmesan in the breadcrumbs and give it a parmesan crust if you like. I'm not going to bother today. We've got a fantastic flavour coming on with the Dijon mustard sauce, creamy sauce, and we've got that fantastic braised cabbage. I'm going to serve it with butter mashed potato, so it doesn't need the parmesan, but the parmesan is optional and I'll put it in the ingredients. Okay, you've heated up your oil and we're going in there with our schnitzel. Now it's a nice fry on there. Don't cook it too high. I know it sounds daft when you say don't cook it too high, but high enough. What you don't want to do is actually burn all the breadcrumbs and not cook the pork. So you've got to have a decent sizzle on, but we don't want to be burning it. And you can turn it a couple of times. Don't worry about it. Turn it. So nice and steady. Just turn it over. And we'll turn it back again if we have to. That is beautiful. Look at that. The idea of turning it is the pork is cooking through from both sides. That looks absolutely beautiful. So there we go, that's absolutely fantastic. That one comes out to rest. Let's get that other one in there. So here we go then, let's put a sauce together. we want a good couple of tablespoons of butter in there, look. Flame not too high, we don't want to burn it. So this is going to be a very simple type sauce. It's going to be a bit of a roux sauce. So we've got that butter in there. We're going in there with some flour. Just a couple of tablespoons of flour. Flame not too high. Just cook that flour in there with that butter. Start to build up that roux. Fabulous. A little bit of pepper. Tiny bit of salt, not much. In there with some chicken stock. We're going in there with 3 tablespoons of Dijon. Don't forget, this is a Dijon mustard gravy. So get that in there. Nice little stir around. It's already thickening up, look. Look at that. That is fabulous. Flame not too high. And in there with some cream. What about half a cup of cream? Something like that. Stir that in and just warm it through. What we do want actually is a splash of Worcester sauce in there. A little splash of Worcester. Stir that in. That's better. Now it looks like a Dijon mustard gravy. Now you could give this a sneaky parmesan as well, you know. You could put a little bit of parmesan cheese in there and change the flavour. Let's just heat this cream back through and then we're ready to serve. Okay, so we're just going to come through there. Look, you can see that that is absolutely beautifully cooked. And what we're going to do is we're going to put that on the plate, but we're going to slice this one nice and steady. So we're just going to... Okay, let's start serving up. So we're going a bit of that gravy on there, look. Nice and straightforward. Want something going underneath. On there, mashed potato. A little one of those. On there, tucked in. On there. And some of that braised red cabbage. On there. And a nice splurge of that Dijon gravy on there. And for me, just a little bit of pepper. Not much, just a show on the top. Just give us a couple of little flecks, you know. And there you go. So there you are, pork schnitzel with a Dijon gravy, buttery mashed potatoes and that fantastic tangy braised red cabbage. Just look at that. Come on. Come on, it's going cold, messing about with cameras. Let's get in here. I mean, come on. Beautiful, beautiful pork. Oh yeah. Oh man. That Dijon mustard gravy is absolutely off the charts. It's beautifully balanced. I love it. Oh yeah. Nice crunch on our schnitzel. Nicely cooked. That is exceptional. Fantastic mashed potatoes. And then we got this wonderful, wonderful braised cabbage. Just look at this. Oh man, that is fantastic. Oh, what a beautiful flavour. And you can actually taste the apple in there too. Oh yeah. That is exceptional. That's a fantastic dinner. That's sort of like a German twist. That braised red cabbage is off the charts. That is absolutely delicious. Our schnitzel, fantastic crust on there, nice and crunchy, perfectly cooked pork. The Dijon mustard gravy is to die for. Very nice flavour combo all the way around there. If you like what we're doing, don't forget to share with your friends. Tell them how easy it is to make this. And it is easy, really, you know. And if you do like what we're doing, a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell. We'll catch you in the next video. That sauce is excellent.